Hey guys, this is NHSDL06. Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Fire Emblem Sword of Seals. Having a little bit of deja vu. I actually just tried to record this yesterday with Odin's spec, but unfortunately I failed miserably, and I just decided that I'd redact that attempt and go for it solo. We just finished chapter 12, and in doing so we completed the chapter efficiently, under 20 turns, and we were rewarded with chapter 12 Gaiden. So let's do it. This chapter is literally a joke, by the way. Following Elfin's lead, Roy headed for the cave near Dajuto to tie in the divine weapon. But Roy and company weren't the only ones who knew of the cave. Yet another battle was awaiting them. Pretty poor spell checking, whoever wrote this. But I still appreciate the effort. Alrighty. So let's go ahead and take a little look-see around this chapter. Those characters that I have down there are not who's going to be the team. I will fix that in a little bit. We have a bunch of chests, as you can see. And the ground is made out of Easy Mac, which is nice. And we got a throne, surprisingly. And this throne is going to be held by a very tricky-to-defeat character. So we'll worry about that when we get to it. But this chapter is annoying because of these things. These little purple openings that kind of look like buttholes will spew poisonous gas that are 3 squares long, and they're on intervals, so you'll never know which one it is. It's random. And if they catch you, you'll get poisoned. So I do have a way around that, so we're going to worry about that when we get to it. Now, as you can see, Lance, Alan, both very close to promotion, kind of would be experience hogs, so I'm going to leave him out. Lou, pretty important. He's our standard magic user. We gotta have him. Gonna bring Saul as opposed to Clarine. Clarine's fallen behind pretty far, and Saul is fallen behind, not as much. So I might bench Clarine, unfortunately, as much as that pains me, but it could happen. Now there's a lot of axe users in this chapter, so those who are using lances, beware. Bring swordsman, obviously. That's just kind of common sense. OJ is fallen behind compared to Deke. Deke is superior in many ways. And Chad is also very helpful because of all the numerous chests he will be opening. Let's see who else. And the newly acquired Ray from the last chapter. Why not? Gonna go ahead and do some rearranging with all the characters here. This is also a Fog of War chapter, which you probably were aware of, as you can see. So be careful with that. Thieves are obviously helpful. Now the Restore Staff is going to be very helpful for you because it gets rid of things like poison, sleep, things like that. So definitely gonna find that useful if I do get poisoned. I'm usually pretty good about not getting poisoned. I mean, no, but seriously, it's usually not that difficult as long as you're paying attention. Sometimes you might have to make a sacrifice in order to get a certain chest or item that you want, but just be wary. That's what I should say. Alright, and somebody on the team that is not going to be... I'm going to split the team up, and I'll show you which way people are going to go. I want to see if I have any chest keys. No chest keys? Alright. Well, that's a bummer. However, not a huge deal. Chad will be able to pick up more than enough of the slack with his 64 lockpicks there. And everybody else is pretty well equipped. So here's how I'm going to split the team up. The team that's going to go to the right is going to head to the boss immediately. That is going to be my main attacking force with Roy. And team that's going to be going up, and then down, and then up. Yeah, those guys will be with Chad, because Chad is the main method of unlocking chests. So without him, pretty boned. Now, the secondary group that is going to be going with Roy will be headed up by Rutger. This is the Rutger group, pretty awesome. And I'm going to send Saul with them. He'll have the physics staff though, so if we get into any real danger, We should be able to bail ourselves out that way. A little pre-chapter dialogue. Just pretty ridiculous, to put simply. It's your ominous, typical cave music. And this guy on the right, I don't even know what's going on. But, yeah. Idiot! So, this isn't really necessary to the actual canon of the game, but obviously these bumbling idiots are after what we're after, which is Armads, the axe that Hector used in the last game, Fire Emblem Just. Now Roy is absolutely positive that there is the axe in this cave, however Elfin, not so sure. Oh yeah, but the translation in Japanese is Almace, so I don't know. He's a bard, he knows a lot. I think Elfin kind of looks like Edward from Fire Emblem 4. They're both, and here he is talking about the themes that I mentioned. They're both bards, so, but Edward is a spoony bard. Anyway, it's time to get crack-a-lackin'. You'll be pleased to see that Rutger will be able to handle himself quite well in this chapter. He will have little to no problem securing most of the positions for our team by himself. The axe users that do confront him will certainly be mowed down by his swordsmanship. Not a problem. And this is also a good chapter to get some experience for Ray. Now unfortunately Ray is really slow, and I forgot to turn on the animations. Ray is rather slow only because of how heavy dark magic is, which is a weird concept if you think about it, with a book being heavy, but perhaps it's not necessarily the physical weight. That's not what it's probably referring to. Something more along the lines of how difficult it is to cast those spells. So, in this case, the difficulty of dark magic is probably far worse, I guess, than the other magics. It just sounds more difficult, you know? And they always talk about how much difficulty that practitioners of the dark arts experience. And that was pretty awesome. Remember from the last game, Canis, they said that he spent years studying dark magic. Alright, that was a good level up. Hopefully, as per Odinspak's curse, I do get more strength points for Roy. He and I are having a little verbal joust about whether or not that would happen. I think it will. Roy is actually quite good, so I think he'll be just fine. Alright. And unfortunately, for being a Fog of War chapter, things are going to move by very slowly, but this chapter in and of itself is actually quite easy. And you shouldn't be burdened too much by what's going on. Hopefully. But I don't know. Hopefully you guys have sharpened your Fire Emblem skills enough through watching this Let's Play that you'd be proficient. And if not, there's plenty more of it to come. Now and in the future. I'm trying to be ominous, but I'm not doing a good job. Oh no. I'm pretty sure that that same exact thing happened at a previous recording, so that's real weird. Alright, who needs the experience more? Neither of them really. I'll be honest. Neither, but Deke is here, and he can do 17 damage with an iron sword, which is nuts. As I'm sure I'll show you later, he is able to double attack with steel blades, which are one of the heavier weapons in the game. So that's borderline ridiculous. Also ridiculous is the fact that Rutger just got cleaved in the head and clanged off his metal skull. No. What's also ridiculous is the fact that Rutger can double attack a thief. Thieves are notorious, and Roy just got 2 criticals. What is going on? That is not your forte, Roy. is that Rutger got a double attack on thieves who are notorious for being fast, obviously. Alright, that should be good for now. These guidance chapters, well, they are cool because you get a little bit of backstory or a little extra plot. I don't know. They don't really do it for me. They're just kind of burdensome. Getting the Durandal was annoying. Getting this is going to be annoying. And they always put them in these sucky gas flame chapters. They're just dumb. More so a waste of my time than anything else. Alright, so we gotta play our cards carefully here because there are a lot of enemies and gotta be careful. Oh, Ray and his character palette is awesome, and that sucks that we just missed there. That really sucks. Oh boy. Let me see. I'm concerned on all levels about this, but I feel like this would be... This looks like a good choice. Gotta kill this Myrmidon, because I know for a fact that being quick, like they usually are, would decimate Ray instantly. Alright, I don't think that this guy can actually get to Ray from this particular point. Maybe he can. I'm giving Roy much more experience than I intended to. But the best part about this game, like I'm showing you, is that even when things are stacked against you and the odds are not in your favor, you can still usually come out on top if you play your cards right. Just gotta give yourself a little breathing room. Nothing wrong with that. And for once, Deke is actually not fast enough to double attack someone. That's weird. But I'm fairly certain that Rutger would have been able to double attack him. Because Rutger has max speed and skill. Half of your skill is what is the determined factor for your critical, and his critical is 10. So base 10 critical, that's pretty nuts. Oh, boo. Boo. You gotta be careful here, Chad is mighty fragile. I'd rather not see him getting into any trouble. And Chad's speed is 20, so his evade is 50. That is nuts. Absolutely nuts. I don't think this... Nope. That's what you gotta do. If you get into a little mess where your character is vulnerable, just make a little blockade for yourself, and usually that will prevent any of the enemies from getting to you. Alright, Odin's back. Suck it. There's that strength point you said I wasn't going to get. Totally did. Can't wait till Geese promotes into a Berserker. That will be nothing short of sweet. Excuse me there. My ear itched. Oh no. I broke character. Broke kayfabe. If any of you actually get that joke, I will be mighty impressed. Alright, so here's how things are going to go. I'm going to let Ray hopefully kill this guy. I love Ray's character palette, by the way. Green and purple, it's pretty neat. A little bit of gold on the bottom. It's a nice offset. I think it's pretty awesome. Alright. And then... Oh, Roy, you're getting so much experience. I was not expecting this. Yeah, I need some kill room here. That won't do it. Oh, Iron Sword it is, or Steel Sword. And as you can see, Rutger gets a random critical. That guy had a Poison Axe, which is kind of cool, but Rutger is able to hit 100%. 100%. The Steel Sword. Alright, so time to give Saul some experience. Saul's only level 12, but I have a feeling that he will shoot up in the levels here shortly. And furthermore, he is probably going to become a light magic user because... Oh, that sucks. Didn't bring Saul with me. Or any healers, so if any of these guys bite it, I'm toast. Hopefully that won't be the case, and hopefully... Thank you, Geese learns to hit. He almost got another level up. See where he's at. 15? That's not bad. I've seen better. Alright. So, Deke and his high skill will allow us to mow down this stupid archer. Getting killed by an archer is one of my pet peeves in this game. Usually one of the worst things that could possibly happen to you. I'm going to put Chad right here. Have him use a vulnerary. So we give him a fighting chance. And these... whoops. Who else hasn't moved? Oh, Roy. Silly me.